Hey friends, Michael Warren here from Essential Guitar Lessons, and let's learn how to play California Girls on guitar by the Beach Boys. This is a fantastic song for beginners to intermediate players to practice chords and some arpeggio picking. We'll be using the capo on the 2nd fret. Now I'll start by showing you some of the chords in the song, and the others we'll learn as we go. So if you know these chords, you can jump ahead to this time. Don't forget, if you like this lesson, to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Songs and lessons uploaded weekly. If you're having any problems with the song, leave a comment and let me know how you go with this one. So let's make a start. So whenever I say open string, that means the 2nd fret, because that'll be the capo. So we have our first D chord, we have the open D string, we're going to have the 4th fret on the G string, the 5th fret on the B string, and the 4th fret on the E string, and that's our D chord there. Not playing the E and the A string. Then we're going to have a D sus4, so you can just take your little finger and put that on the 5th fret on the E string, and the rest of the D chord stays the same, so D and D sus4 there. We're going to have a standard open E chord, so we have the open E string. We're going to have the 4th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, 3rd fret on the G, open B and open E, and that's our E chord. We're going to have an E sus4 chord as well. So we're going to have the open E string again, 4th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G this time, open B, open E, and that's our E sus4. So we have an E and an E sus4, a D and a D sus4 there. We also have a B minor bar chord, so we're going to have the 4th fret on the A, 6th fret on the D and the G, 5th fret on the B and 4th fret on the E, and that's going to be our B minor. We're going to have a standard G chord, so this time we'll have the 5th fret on the E, 4th fret on the A, open D and G, and 5th fret on the B and the E, and that's our G chord. We're going to have a standard A minor chord, so open A string, 4th fret on the D and the G, 3rd fret on the B and open E string, and that's our A minor chord there. We're going to have an F bar chord here. So we'll be playing the 3rd fret on the E, 5th fret on the A and the D, 4th fret on the G, and 3rd fret on the B and the E, and that's our F bar chord. Now you can move that up 2 frets and take your 3rd finger off, and we have a G minor bar chord. So 5th fret on the E, 7th fret on the A and the D, 5th fret on the G, B and E, and that's our G minor. Now they're most of the chords there. We'll jump into the other chords as we go into the song. So let's make a start. So for our intro, we're going to start up on the 9th fret. We're going to play the D string 9th fret, and then we're going to strum down on the 9th fret on the D, G and B. So, and then play the 9th fret again on the D. And then we're going to come back here and we're going to play the 9th fret D, 8th fret on the G, 7th fret on the B and an open E. And then play the 9th fret D, the 9th fret on the G, the 8th fret on the G, back to the 9th fret on the D, and then the 11th fret on the D. And we're going to do that 4 times. Now it's best to start with this shape here and just drop your 3rd finger down. That way you're ready to go for that 2nd chord and you're not going to get a stop in there. So let me do that slowly for you. And we do that 4 times, and then we just come back 2 frets. So we're going to play the 7 D string, and then 7 on the D, G and B, and then 7 back on the D string, and then we're going to play this chord again, 7 on the D, 6 on the G, 5 on the B, and then 7 again on the D, 7 on the G, 6 on the G, 7 on the D, and back to 6 on the G, and we do that once there. So let me play over that part for you now. We'll just do that first chord a couple of times and then go back to the next chord. And this is our intro, and we're nearly finished with that. there we're going back to the first chord, and we're going to play it as down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But every second down, we're going to add in the sus4. So we've got the chord here, we've got the A chord, so we're going to play the open A string, the 9th fret on, the D, the 8th fret on, the G, the 7th fret on, the B, and the open E. So we're going to go down, up, and then we're just going to add our little finger onto the 9th fret on the G there for the 2nd and 4th down. So down, up, 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 down, up. And we're going to do that for 2 bars. So 1 bar is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we do that for another bar. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's our intro there from our little arpeggio picking to the A sus4. And that's our intro there, so let's now move on to our verse. So we start on this chord and we continue that for another 2 bars, adding the sus4 in. So then we're just going to take that chord and move it down 2 frets, and we're going to play it exactly the same, down, up, but this time on the 2nd down, we're going to add our little finger onto the B string, onto the 7th fret instead of the G string that we did with our A chord. So we'll have down, up, and then add our little finger on, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we have 2 bars of that there. So down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we're just coming back to our D, and we're going to do our D with our D sus4. So down, up, our sus4, down, up, down, up, down, up with our sus4, and we do that for 2 bars. So down, down, up, down, down, up. Then we go to our E and we do the same thing. E to our E sus4, the 2nd down, so down, up on the E, sus4, down, and then our up, and back to the E, and we do that for 2 bars. Down, up, down, 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 down. So when we're adding our little finger on, we're only really just doing that for the down stroke. When we come up to the up stroke, we want our little finger off. So down, up, on the down, off on the up, and that goes for all those chords. Then we just go back to the A, we do exactly the same again, adding our little finger on. 2 bars, come back, 2 frets, do the same thing again, except we're adding our little finger onto the B string. D to our D sus4, same again, 2 bars. Now this last time through, we're going to do the E to the E sus4, but we're only going to do that for 1 bar, so down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Finish on your E, do 2 down strums, down, down, and then do an up, down. So that last E. And that's our verse, and that gets ready for the chorus. So we play that through for you. It's not too hard once you've played around with these chords a few times. That's our verse there, and then from there we go into our chorus. Now we're going to keep the strumming pattern exactly the same, just our down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and we're going to do a bar of A this time. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. To B minor, same strumming pattern, 1 bar. To our G, 1 bar. This time we're going to A minor, F, 1 bar, G minor, 1 bar, and then just go back to our starting chord, our A, adding our A sus4 in, and do that for 2 bars. And that's our chorus. Let me play that for you. It's not too hard once you know those chords, starting on our A for 1 bar. And that's our chorus there. From our chorus we go back to our verse and we do that exactly the same, and then we go back to our chorus again and we do that exactly the same. Then there's a little change here, there's a little fill, so let's tackle that. So we're going to start on the 7th fret on the E, play that once, then to the 7th fret on the B, then the 9th fret on the B, back to the 7th fret on the B. And we do that 2 times, so slowly. And then we go to the 9th fret on the E, and you want to hold that down there. So 9th fret E, 7th fret on the B, 9th fret on the B, back to the 7th fret on the B, and we do that 2 times, so slowly. And let's put that up to speed, it's not too hard. And that's our little fill there. And then after that we go back to some chords just to finish it off. So we're just going to go to our A chord, and we're going to do that for 2 bars with our strumming pattern as before, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So A, and then to our B minor, and we do that for 2 bars. And then we just keep repeating that to the end. A for 2 bars, B minor for 2 bars. Let's do that a couple of times now. And that fades out, and that's all the parts of the song there. There's a couple of little tricky parts, especially with our intro, just getting the arpeggio picking and our fingering right for that. Other than that, not too hard. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you soon.